Shalom, all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim outside, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Hakim, teaching all truth and sincerity. This is a Psalm of David, Psalms 94, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? So, I believe this is David asking a question. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? He's basically asking Yahweh a question, basically. And I'm going to 1 Samuel 24, and I'm starting at verse 1. I'm going to quickly do this right quick. And it came to pass when Saul was returned from following the Philistines that he was told him, saying, Behold, David is in the wilderness of En Gadi. So basically Saul came back from fighting the Philistines, which the Philistines are the Hamites. He came back from, dealing with the Hamites, and then, he hears that David is in the wilderness. Saul and David's relationship was that Saul was a wicked king of Israel, and David was basically Saul's, guy. He was like Saul's servant or master. Like David was the guy that the man after the Most High's heart. He followed the law, statutes, commandments, and he did what the Lord told him to do. And Saul was his master. Basically, David was, the next king in line after Saul. And basically, David was like, the next king right after Saul. And then as soon as Saul, you know, not king anymore, that's David's chance to become king. So basically David's basically serving Saul because Saul is king. So and they had this relationship where Saul had a problem with David, or David had a problem with Saul because of Saul was being, Saul, he would be wicked sometimes. He'd do things that yeah, well, basically he do things to make you want to scratch your head and be like, this guy, he's king, really. He's really king. Wicked ruler, you know, is king. So and because he was basically king, and the Most High is still dealing with Saul, David had to honor and respect Saul and give him, you know, some respect and to honor the deal, the honor the order. He had to honor the order, basically. So anyway, I'm gonna read down to 22. Verse 2. Then Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all Israel and went to seek David and his men upon the rocks of the wild goats, and came to the sheep cots by the way, and where was a cave, and Saul went in to cover his feet, and David and his men remained in the sides of the cave. So Saul went to meet David, basically, and the men, and with 3,000 men with him. And the men of David said unto him, Behold, the day of Yahweh said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver thy enemy into thy hands, that thou mayest do to him as it shall seem good unto thee. So yeah, um, Saul and David had this like love-hate relationship. People call it a love-hate relationship. Like they like basically Saul was like David's enemy because Saul was the wicked king, and wicked king in Israel, and you know and the men of David said unto him, behold, the day um uh Slaki. I'm right at the part where I'm supposed to read. Then David arose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privily. And it came to pass to afterwards that David's heart smote him, because he had cut off um Saul's skirt. Um which David felt bad that he did that to Saul, because he touched a man of Yahweh. He touched the king of Israel, king that was basically, you know, selected by Yahweh to be king. So Yahweh is still like, working with Saul, you know, and David just attacked one of the men of, at the time of Yahweh, and he attacked Saul, which the Lord was still dealing with Saul. So he felt bad that he did that to Saul, you know, because that's like touching one of the apostles, like attacking one of the apostles, and they're basically a man of the Lord. The Lord is still working with them, dealing with them. He just attacked him like that. That's a cause for either, because Saul was king, because Saul could have, put David to death for that, for basically cutting his skirt or doing something to him at all. But like when you're a king, you can decree something and it can happen. You know, like Saul didn't decree David's death, but he could have. He could have just been right there, like um coming him David up, like don't make sure he's alive. I want to see him, you know, I want to see something happen to him, because he just, you know, did something to me that I believe that needs some punishment. So anyway, he said unto his men, Yahweh forbid that I should do this thing unto my master, because Saul was David's master. He was David's king. You know, the and um the Most High's anointed to stretch forth my hand against him, saying, he is the anointed of Yahweh. So David stayed his servants with these words, and suffered them not to rise against Saul. But Saul rose up out the cave and went on his way. And David also rose afterward and went out of the cave and cried after Saul, saying, my Lord the king. And when Saul looked behind him, David stooped with his face to the earth and bowed himself. And David said to Saul, wherefore hearest thou men's words, saying, behold, David seeketh thy hurt. Behold, the day thy eyes have seen how that Yahweh had delivered thee today into my hand in the cave, and some bade me kill thee, but my eyes spared thee. And I said, I will not put forth my hand against my Lord, for he is Yahweh's anointed. Well, my father, see the skirt of thy robe in my hand, for in that I cut off the skirt of thy robe and killed thee not. Know thou see that there is neither evil nor transgression in my hand, and I have not sinned against thee. Yet thou hast hunted my soul, and to take it. Like Saul, point of bringing those 3,000 men, he was going to try to get at David, and try to get him. David basically got Saul's skirt. You know, he didn't kill Saul, but he would have felt even worse if he actually killed Saul. You know, but he was glad that he didn't like actually kill him. But he still felt bad that he ended up almost getting to that point where he had to kill Saul, even though Saul was coming after him and trying to kill David and trying to you know you know trying to trying to hunt after David, basically. Like he's basically hunting David's life, his soul, just to take it. Yahweh judge between me and thee, and Yahweh avenged me of thee, but my hand should not be upon thee. So David basically said, I my hand my you know your end is not going to be at my hand. Basically, I'm not going to put my hand, I'm not going to end your life with my hand. Basically, my like your life is not going to end by my hand. I'm not going to be a part of killing you, Saul. Basically, that's what he was saying. And as saith the proverb, the ancients, wickedness proceed from the wicked, but my hand shall not be upon thee. After whom is the king of Israel come out? After whom dost thou pursue? After death, after a dead dog, after a flea. Yahweh, therefore be judge and judge between me and thee. See and plead my cause and deliver me out of thy hand. And it came to pass when David had made an end of speaking these words unto Saul, that Saul said, Is this my voice, my son David? And Saul lifted up his voice and wept. He said to David, Thou art more righteous than I. And yeah, Saul said to David, You're more righteous than I. For thou hast renewed me good, whereas I have rewarded the evil. And yes, Saul did try and did reward David evil. And thou hast showed this day how that thou hast dwelt well with me. For as much as Yahweh has delivered me into thy hand, thou killest me not. For if a man find his enemy, will he let him go well away? Wherefore Yahweh reward thee good for that thou hast done unto me this day. And now behold, I know well that thou shalt surely be king, that the kingdom of Israel shall be established in thy hand. Because Saul knew that King David was going to be king right after him. He knew that. Samuel even told him. Samuel actually went to go select and find King David amongst his other brethren in his father's house. Samuel went to King David's house and to King David's father's house and found King David, because King David was the youngest amongst his brethren, and he basically picked the next king of Israel, the next ruler of Israel out of King David's house. And basically and Saul was informed by Samuel that that's the next ruler of Israel, basically right after him. Swear now therefore unto me by Yahweh that thou will not cut off my seed after me, and that thou will not destroy my name out of my father's house. Which Saul ended up getting killed, or he ended up dying down the line, not by King David's hand, because he ended up asking this medium to help him talk to the spirit of Samuel. When Samuel was in his glory, when he went to the spiritual world, this woman, which the Most High Yahweh told Saul to get all them sorcerers, this divination, those necromancers out the land of Israel, and he ended up going to see this medium, this psychic, to show him and to have him talk to the spirit of Samuel, the man of Samuel. And she got she reached out to Samuel. She got the lifeline to reach Samuel, but it ended up him and his sons ended up getting killed because of it, because he wanted to listen to Samuel. And the reason why is because he kept praying, and the Most High basically, didn't hear him or heard him, but he didn't want to listen to him at the time. Or he had trouble reaching to the Most High. So basically, and he really wanted to talk to somebody. So, you know, I guess like him being so curious to talk to Samuel and get, the information he needed, or the things he wanted. Basically, Samuel, while he was in the spirit world, um, he basically while he was in the spirit world, he basically told Saul, "You and your sons are going to be with me, are going to be with me in the afterlife. Basically, you're going to be with me in the spirit world, you know, by tomorrow, basically." So basically, he got killed the next day, or he got judged the next day for doing that deed that he wasn't supposed to be doing. Um, and he had David swear to not kill off my seed, to kill off his generation, basically. And David honored that agreement, because he didn't kill off his generation. He didn't. So he ended up, you know, getting killed off because he went against he disobeyed, basically disobedience. He disobeyed the order um with from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Well, the order from Yahweh, basically, to to get those people out of that land. And the lady even told him, like, and then he disguised himself in the first place. He disguised himself because he knew it was going off to bring that woman, to go see that woman anyway. So he disguised himself in the first place, and then she basically was saying, the king will have a problem with this because he already got my family, or my people out there were doing this thing out of the land. I'm not, like, she was very hesitant on doing it because she felt like her life was in danger, which was true. Her life would have been in danger. Um, her life was probably in it. She probably got killed. I don't know if she got killed at all, but I do know, like, her life, the life of those people who do that divination at that time, was in danger because they were kicked out the land or they were killed. So um um so the entire video was explaining that the way the apostles basically honor or respect an elder that was going off, like the elder, I think they call him Aria, Elder Aria. um he's an elder. He was an elder of the apostles, and they they're an elder over the apostles. They give him respect, even though he's going off. They give him respect. They don't disrespect an elder, you know. And the way these other camps that got the knowledge, or got the information, or got this truth acknowledge from the elder apostles of Great Millstone, they disrespect their spiritual fathers. You know, they disrespect the men of they disrespect the apostles of Great Millstone. They don't have no respect for them. They or any elder in the camps of Great Millstone, they have no respect for it. They don't have respect for the ones that um gave them this truth, gave them this knowledge. They probably were amongst the camps, the brothers that housed them, the brothers that gave them money when they needed it, the brothers that paid for a bill when they need the bill paid. They don't have respect for that, and I think it's just you know, I think it's just ungrateful, you know, when a person doesn't respect, you know, when a person doesn't respect their elders, you know. And but anyway, but yeah, David had a level of respect for Saul, even though Saul was wicked, and Saul, you know, had a a wickedness about him, you know. So I'm basically ending on there. I hope that was edifying, and I hope and Salaki, I'm gonna say all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, teaching all truth and sincerity. Shalom.